Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. As you might know me from the past, I've been posting YouTube videos. It's been a long time now, but I stopped for a while and now I'm back at it. The reason why I've been posting YouTube videos is basically I'd like to share my life, or document my life is the way to say it, so that one day I can go back and look at it, or maybe if tomorrow I have kids, they probably can go back and have a look at, you know, how I used to live my life. Alright, so I am in the car and it seems like there's a big storm. I'll show you around. Yeah, big storm, lots of wind. Melbourne has been quite weird in terms of, you know, strong winds and so forth in the past few weeks, I would say. Yeah, really strong wind outside. So I started YouTube in, I believe, 2013. So I came from Mauritius to Australia, and that was in 2011, right? So I came to Australia to do aerospace engineering. Now, fast forward a few years, so I did go to Europe, and where I sort of, you know, did an exchange program over there as well at TU Delft, if you guys know. Born and raised in Mauritius. This is a small island off the coast of Africa, if you guys don't know. Funny story about Australia is, you know, so my family and I, so we've been traveling sort of a different country around the world from the age I was 5 years old. Right now I'm in my 30s, and we have sort of covered about 30 countries across the world. The reason is we have tried to go to a different country every December when there was the school holidays. And when I graduated year 12, so we came to Australia, and Australia was that country in the bucket list that we haven't been to. So my parents and ourselves, we said, let's go to Australia and see what's there. And when I came here, so my dad used to work as a dean for a college back in Mauritius. One of his students invited us for dinner, and that student turned out to be, you know, doing aerospace engineering himself. And he did ask me what I'm in my plans after, you know, graduating year 12. And I said, well, I would love to be doing aerospace engineering. And sort of countries that I sort of picked was US and UK. And he's like, well, you know what, I just finished aerospace engineering in Australia, why don't you join this university that he went to in Australia? I was like, okay, well, that's a good idea, let me apply, why not? So I did apply at RMIT University, got my sort of offer letter within 2 weeks, and fast forward, you know, 15 years now I'm in Australia. Long story short, I did aerospace engineering at RMIT University and a year of exchange in Europe. Coming back to the YouTube journey, if you think about my life so far, nothing has been documented, right? From the time I did aerospace engineering, from the time I was living in this beautiful country, an island off the east coast of Africa, Mauritius, all these beautiful stories, all these 30 plus countries I've been to, nothing was captured in videos, right? There's pictures here and there and stuff like this, right? And I don't blame anyone for it. It's just that back in the days, you know, it was not the social media era, if you want to call it. So everything was more like, you know, pictures and stuff. So social media came into play around 2011. By the way, I just want to interrupt here one sec. Just look, it was raining just now, and look at this. Zero rain, sun is out, and this is what you call Melbourne, by the way. Like the most moody climate in the world. All right, so fast forward, nothing was recorded. If you think about, you know, all these 30 countries I've been to, there was nothing recorded. But that being said, I'd love to document my life from now on moving forward, so that maybe tomorrow my kids, or, you know, my grandkids, and look back at these videos. Hopefully YouTube will be there still then, and say, yeah, this was my grandpa, right? It's so funny saying that, especially when you don't even have kids, you're thinking about grandkids. But most importantly, I think why I'm doing all this is because I always had this idea of keeping a journal, a diary, so that one day that diary keeps you. Like, instead of writing, if you look at the video, I think you get more than if you know the saying, like a picture is 1,000 words and a video is like tells the whole story, right? I started YouTube in 2013. Funny enough, back then, so just to give you some perspective, 2013-14, around that time, I was just still in uni or something like this, and I hardly had any money. So I had this crappy iPhone that my friend sold secondhand to me for 50 bucks. So you can think about it, if he's selling an iPhone for 50 bucks, how good that iPhone would be. But that's just telling you where I sort of, was. And it's not that, I was poor or whatever, it's just that I made myself a commitment that my parents have spent a lot on me to send me here in Australia, and after my graduation I took it on me to survive by myself in this country without asking for a penny from my parents. I can make a whole video about my life as a student in Australia, how it started, blah blah, and all the funny and good stories that sort of structured my life to who I am today. But I guess this video isn't for this, and if you guys want that, let me know in the comment section. I'll probably do that. So I remember this, I hardly had like $1, and I was doing this part-time job where I would get the money and then survive on this or pay the rent and then wait for the next paycheck by doing these part-time jobs, right? Back then, I had $1 to my name, and all the things I had was that iPhone. So I used that to make videos, because I had this belief that you start with what you have and where you are and who you are. So I did that for a while, but the problem with that was it's not just capturing the videos, right? It's also about having a tool or a computer to produce the videos, to edit them, right? So what happened was I did have a computer, but the computer was not the best computer that you can think of. A lot of things was not working, right? The phone was not the best phone. The computer was a crappy computer living on a cable. If you unplug that, the whole thing goes down and it would lag and freeze and all that sort of things. But that being said, I managed to make 50 videos or so, which is crazy when you think. And back then, 50 videos, it's huge. And I think I did that just around the time I graduated, and I was doing a startup as well back then. So I did 50 videos, which is still on YouTube. If you go and see them, you probably see why the quality is bad now, because I remember that phone was also cracked. The camera was cracked, so you can see that line in between, all that blurry thing. I even mentioned when I was doing those videos that this is all I have. Fast forward today, I just got myself this GoPro, and I've got a MacBook Pro. I strongly believe all these things that happened in the past showed me the resources or the way how I should do it this time. So what happened was I did 50 videos, and it was taking so much time, probably 10 hours for a video editing per video. So you'd think how much time it took to just go and edit and make all these videos over the years, right? Over 1 year or 2 years I did that. And funny thing is, it was not taking off. So I sort of lost interest in YouTube for a while, but then it was always at the back of my mind to start YouTube again. Also, it was other things that got my life in a situation where I was busy with other stuff. It's not that I was not doing anything. As I said, I had my own startup, and then I spent a lot of time trying to make that startup take off. I spent 3 years in this. My sort of interest went from YouTube to startup, and then that startup didn't take off. I had to go and get a job because there was family pressure and all that to get a job. So eventually I got a job in engineering, which is what I did my degree on. Sort of got some income, and my life sort of went from living on paycheck to paycheck to a bit more stable over the years. And then there's a lot of things I learned there about money management, budgeting, personal finance. That's why today all these things, when you look back, there's all these dots that connects, right? But when you are here at this very moment, you can't see how life makes sense. Everything in life doesn't make sense at the moment, especially if you are a person where nothing is working at the moment. But when you look back, you see all these dots start connecting to each other, right? And everything starts to make sense. Everything happens for a reason, right? You probably have heard that, but this is only when you look back. At the very moment, if you look forward, I don't wish this for anyone, but if you are in a situation where things are not working and you look forward, nothing does make sense, right? I remember back then as well, everything was not going well. I didn't have money, I didn't have a job. I applied like for 1,000+ jobs in aerospace engineering and no one wanted me. The reason is because, as I said, I was from Mauritius, so for aerospace engineering everything is security, like defense and all that sort of thing, so you need to have your Australian citizenship and all that, which I didn't have back then when I graduated. So no one wanted me, although they said I was great and GPA and all that was great, but I didn't have any job for a while. So that's why I went into that startup world where I created my own sort of door when there's no door. Like, can you knock, right? If you think about it, keep knocking until someone opens the door for you. But if there's no door, how do you knock? This was the biggest problem that I had. There was no door for me. It was like I wanted to knock, but I was knocking on thin air. So I said, let me build this door, which is the startup I built. And it took me 3 years. I built that door and then I started knocking, right? And 3 years in that startup took me from a failure to it sort of changed the whole way of how I was and everything else that I've become today. 3 years in the making, and even though the startup didn't take off, I think what I've learned from all this is what today has made me who I am. And today I'm on my journey to become financially free, not in terms of net worth. A whole journey of going from where I was 4 years ago to now where I am and where I'm heading. And I still have a long way to go, and this is the whole thing about my journey and where I want to, and all these type of things that I've done in those 4 years that I've started documenting, so that tomorrow if I have kids, they can look at these videos and look at their dad, how he went from at once having nothing to what he did to having what he has today, right? And a lot of these things, like if you think about my own dad, if I have to ask him what has he done when he was at my age, right? He was doing his studies and all that sort of things. Nothing is documented, so I can't see. If I go back to my grandparents, right now, they're not there anymore, unfortunately, so I can't even ask them what they've done at my age, or how they live their life, or what are the lessons learned and that they wanted to share with their grandkids. And a lot of these things are not documented. This is the biggest problem I have, and I think a lot about, you know, whether I put that for the whole world to see. And I thought, yeah, why not? If I can motivate or inspire one of you guys out there, or if, even better, like if I'm doing something and you think it's wrong, you comment down and let me know what works, what doesn't work. It might change the way I do things, and I might do it even better, you know, from there. So there's a lot of these things in my life that I wanted to document, and I thought hard about, you know, doing YouTube on a regular basis just to capture my whole life and the things that I've been doing on a day-to-day basis, instead of writing that down in a diary so that one day that diary keeps me, right? I'm just gonna put it on YouTube, and you'll probably see a lot of shorts about the travels that I've done. And the reason why I'm doing that is because my life is not just about personal finance, budgeting and all that. I'm a human being like you are and everyone else, right? I have ups and downs, I travel, I meet people, I have good times, I have bad times. Life is beautiful, right? Life is good as is. You have so many things that life throw at you and you learn and all that sort of things. And I'm not here to put makeups and get my hair combed or whatever, right? I'll just show you who I am as I am when I wake up, whatever it is. I'm a very straightforward person, very down to earth. I'm wearing a $3 shirt, by the way. This is who I am. I don't wear any branded stuff most of the time. If I do, that's probably a gift or present from my wife or someone. Anyway, all these nuggets and stuff I'm learning myself, and as I said, it's all raw. I'm just gonna put it out there as is. So basically, I went from giving $1 to my name to now in just about 4 years. What did I do? lessons I've learned, the people I've met, and all the things, all the books, all the podcasts and everything, bits and pieces that I've learned over the years, to, you know, money management, budgeting, personal finance, and everything that I've cut down, and from people, from things that I was doing without understanding why I was doing it. All these type of things, I'll start documenting it, and I'll tell you how I've done it. And again, you don't have to do it. It's just, as I said, I'm recording that for myself so that I can come back to these videos one day in, let's say, 5, 10, 20, 30 years and look at myself. Then hopefully YouTube will be there, or, you know, these videos would be downloaded and stored somewhere in the cloud somewhere where I can access them in 30 years time, and I can look back at this young guy who is trying to do something in this life, right? Remember, a lot of times people come to this planet and they just leave without doing anything, right? I've decided to not come to this world and just leave without doing anything. So I want to achieve something in my life, and I have a long way to go from where I am right now. If you think $1 million is a lot of money, for me it's not, and money is not everything. I just assign this money as a measure of success, basically, right? Like, it's just an easier way to track how successful you are. But obviously success is not just money. It's your happiness, it's your relationship with people, it's your wife, your kids if you have kids, and, you know, your family, and everything, you know, that comes with success. Is just about, you know, how my definition of success actually is the number one priority is your family, and your number one asset is your health. If you've done these two things and you've done it right, I think you are successful. And the other thing about money is that I strongly believe if you have this financial freedom in your life, you can start prioritizing your family and your health much easier than when you don't have money. Like Leonardo DiCaprio, he always has this saying where he says, if I can be rich and have problems, I'd rather be that than poor and have problems, right? What he's trying to say here is, if you're financially free, it doesn't mean that you won't have problems. You will still have problems no matter how much money you have in this world. Like Elon Musk, Ambani's, Jeff Bezos, they all have problems, right? But it's not that, you know, like, you know, having money means you don't have any problems. But it's just that having money and having problems is a bit easier. I won't say much easier, a bit easier than having no money and having the same problem. Anyway, the main point about this video was to tell you that I'm back. I'm gonna do a lot of videos. My intent is to post a daily shorts every single day at 8 p.m. Melbourne time. So subscribe if you want to, you know, see these videos. It will be like a 1-minute video, but all the places I've been to, all the people I've met and stuff like this. So 8 p.m. Melbourne time every day, that's gonna be a shorts. And then on a weekly basis, I'll try to post one video on Sunday 10 a.m. Melbourne time on personal finance, budgeting, and my journey in this financial freedom, and what I've been doing and what I'm still doing, and all the things I'm still learning to become better and better every day. I think all these type of things I'll just document, you know, those weekly videos, long form videos, probably 10-15 minutes videos, and the shorts, as I say, will be 1 minute daily at 8 p.m. So shorts would be just my lifestyle, and long would be just, you know, the personal finance and stuff. But that being said, if I'm traveling and have a good vlog for 10 minutes, I might put this up as well as a long video from time to time, but mostly will be on personal finance moving forward. Hope you can relate to my life, and I hope you can understand why I'm doing this. It's, as I said, instead of me writing in a book, journal or diary every day, I thought, you know, why not just put it in YouTube, so that one day my kids or grandkids can look up and see, you know, at this age my grandpa or my dad was doing this and this and this, and hopefully, you know, those long form personal finance videos can sort of educate them as well as to, you know, how to do finance from a very early age and stuff. And most importantly, it's for myself, so that I can go back and look at these videos from time to time if I've forgotten something. Like, I do this now. Even I looked at my videos from 2013, as I said, I had 52 videos uploaded then. So I go back to these videos from time to time and look at this and be like, wow, at this age I was so, like, now I'm a bit rusty, as you might tell from the number of arms and all that sort of things I've been saying. But I guess back then I was very to the point, and I hope in a few months time I can become that direct to the point when I'm talking and stuff like this. And that's the whole point. I've noticed back then in 2013 that my accent changed a lot, the way I pronounce things changed a lot, communication, like talking in public speaking and all that sort of things, presentation was so much easier because I was doing this YouTube every day, every second, right? I stopped doing this around 2016 to now. What is it, 7 years? 7 years without doing YouTube on a daily basis, and I just started again. So I hope in 3-4 months time down the track I'll be very eloquent is the word, and very direct to the point. But as you can tell right now, it's raw, and I'll be keeping it raw, maybe some minor editing here and there if I think I've rambled a bit too much, but most of the time it'll be very straightforward videos, as you can see right now, of me talking. And I've got a whiteboard at home, so I'll probably show you the things that for personal finance stuff using that whiteboard. So but most of the time it'll be just raw videos, minor editing, and hopefully you like it. If you don't like it, if you think I can improve on these, comment down below and let me know what I can do to improve on these videos. But this is my intent, just to have a very raw, straightforward capture of my life, more than anything to just show to my future self as a record of daily tracking or daily journaling and stuff like that. So, and all the lessons learned. So instead of just keeping it here, I want to bring it down to a video where I can look back in the future and see those lessons learned in something more visual, and hopefully my kids one day or grandkids can also learn from this. Anyway, well, again, Melbourne weather, you can see the wind back, strong wind again. It's weird. All right, okay, so I'm gonna sign off here. Well, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Hopefully it'll be a personal finance video next Sunday, 10 a.m. Melbourne time. So look up for this, subscribe if you want to get notified for all these videos that I'll be posting. But bear in mind, I'll be putting a video on a daily basis as a lifestyle video on Shorts at 8 p.m. Melbourne time every day as well, capturing all the travels I've done. Right now I'm sort of posting all the videos around India, Dubai, and then there will be Mauritius and some Melbourne videos as Shorts as well that's coming up. So look forward to catching you in the comment section. Do share it with your friends, family, loved ones, kids, whoever wants to get financial freedom in their life, and do let me know how I can improve these videos. All right, peace out. I've forgotten how I do my outros and stuff, so I'll make up something in the future, but for now, peace out. Cheers.
Don't play with it, don't be dishonest. Ay, still not